Hey everybody, this is Candace of the Loving You Lifestyle and Blissfully Feminine, and I am back with another video. How are you ladies doing? Um, yeah, I wanted to come live again to talk about a hot topic that I have seen online today, and that is that of Iggy Azalea, the rapper, and her blasting her baby daddy, Playboy Carti. You all know I don't listen to that trash, so hopefully I said his name correctly, but Playboy and him spending Christmas with his mistress and not her and their infant son on Christmas Day. So first and foremost, I want to go ahead before I jump into that. I want to go ahead and invite you all to like the video, share the video, let people know that I'm live right now talking about this. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive right in this. I think the first thing that I want to say about this topic is the whole mistress thing. Okay, thank you for letting me know that I said his name correctly because you know I do not keep up with toxic trap rappers, hip hop, all the garbage. Because I keep my life very high vibrational in every single way. So I think the first thing that we need to note is that, uh, and that Iggy should definitely know, is that you have to be a wife first for another woman to be a mistress. Okay, she is really confused about life, and I really thought that that was quite interesting. I'm like, first and foremost, you're not his wife. So how does he have a mistress? He's single and he did what low vibrational single men do, and that is have other women around. And so, if you're not a wife, again, there is no such thing as a mistress. You are just one of many. And I think she also needs to recognize that she has put down black women in the past, and I just found it very ironic. I was like, she's gonna learn today, because certain groups of men and certain men are just not marriage minded, and so I think she's getting like a rude awakening into her reality. I think she thought she was very special, and she's finding out that she wasn't that special. And so I guess I should have a little bit more compassion for her. But at this particular moment in my life, I don't have very much compassion for her, just based on certain comments that she's made. But she needs to learn, and hopefully, she'll listen to this video and somebody will tip her in so she can really learn. Two, I think it's important to note that for you to be able to choose better, you have to definitely know better. And I think a man who is high quality is going to protect his child and the mother of his child through legally, that is, by way of marriage. And I think we need to understand that there are three major components of marriage, and that is the legal structure of marriage. That provides that legal protection. Relationship, there's the actual relationship component, where we get our emotional needs met, our sexual needs met in marriage. And then you have the legacy component, which can also be protected legally in the structure of marriage. And that may also require additional legal protection by wills, etc. So I think we're talking about high value men and choosing better. These are some of the things that we need to understand up front. This is why it's so important to protect your womb space and not have babies with men who have not married you. Like, that is one of the most important decisions that you can make as a woman. Hey, everybody that's popping on, that I mean, who you allow to insert themselves inside of you as a woman and who you allow to impregnate you are so important, as a woman. And it can change the course of your life and your destiny, that one choice. So those two fundamental things are I think are important, because I find that a lot of women um, have children with men who have not made that choice to be their husbands and really care for their children in that way. And they somehow get surprised when the man does, the whole, oh, well, I don't really want to be with you type of thing. And they're left there holding the bag. And then they're on social media like Iggy was blasting their baby daddy. It's like, let's get a little bit smarter moving into this new year in regards to that. Um, want to talk too about understanding certain things. I mean, when I look at a man like Playboy Carti, I mean, he doesn't even give me high vibrational vibes. He looks like trash. I'm not surprised at his behavior. I think if Iggy really, really dove deep into herself, she would see that, he had all the makings of a man who would leave his newborn and her on Christmas Day to be with another woman. And I think that you have to use some discernment when it comes to that and ask yourself, does this man have a track record of trashiness? In the case of Playboy Cartier, I mean, he had drug usage. He had serious criminal charges, assault charges, domestic abuse charges. I mean, recently, within the past 3 years, this man was still dealing in low vibrational criminal activities. So, making sure that you know that this man's track record is. Never think that you are so special to a man that he is going to change the fundamental uh, basis of who he is, or foundation of who he is as a man. It's rarely going to happen. So you never want to do that. And one of the reasons why I'm even making this video is because a lot of times in the level up community, women are overly focused on the bag and securing the bag. And they forget that, and I think for a lot of women in the level up community, having a high value man, quote unquote, a good man, quote unquote, equals money. And there are some things that are just as important, if not more important than money. And I know for me to say that is a little bit controversial in this community, but there are some things that I need to just put out there for you ladies, so that as you're dating hypergamously, as you're dating isogamously, that you understand what to really look for while you're dating and who's going to really be that high quality man. And you're right, Iggy isn't high value either. She isn't. Um, so again, knowing the man's track record, when a man shows you who he is, just believe him. And I know that's a bit cliche, but that's number one. Number two, quality character. And these are some of the characteristics that a good man needs to have prior, before you even, as you're dating him. One, strong provider instincts, strong protector instincts. Is he protective of you up front? Is he masculine, highly masculine? Does he have leadership skills? Does he have a sense of integrity? Like, integrity is so high on my list. And integrity shows up in a number of ways. But, one of the first things I look, or one of the first signs that I look for when it comes to a man with high integrity, is, does he do what he says he's going to do? That are his words aligning with his actions? If not, this shows me that this man has pretty low integrity. And if he's disappointing me up front on things, the chances are he's going to disappoint me later on down the road when it comes to bigger things. So, does he have a sense of integrity? Again, his track record. What is his track record? Is he well respected amongst his family, his friends, the group of men that he associates with? Is he kind? Does he show kindness? Um, and again, masculine men may show kindness in different ways, but is he gentle? Um, does he have any accomplishments? Does he feel proud of himself or anything that he's done? Is he? And he has to be unwilling. This is my, number 10 on my list, but unwilling to accept being emasculated. Men who are high value, men who are high earners, high achievers, men who have a purpose, they are be emasculated for long. They are not going to be around people or be in a relationship with people who emasculate them because it diminishes their masculinity and their drive to compete and do better. So they're just not going to tolerate that, and they're not going to. And it might not be a case where it looks like he's verbally saying like, okay, well, you're emasculating me. He just may just disappear from the situation, or he might just say, you know what, this is not working for me anymore, just point blank, because he's just not going to tolerate that. And you want to be with a man who won't tolerate being emasculated, because this will keep his. Um, his levels of masculinity high, and while you're in your uber femininity, it's going to constantly create that polarity. So you definitely don't want to be with a man like that. Does he have good fathering skills? um you can, if he's a single dad, you can see how he treats his children that he already has. That's going to be a good indicator of how he will treat your children if you already have children, or if you want to have more children. That's a good indicator. How does he behave with children if he doesn't already have children? Those are some indicators to look for in a high quality man. Is he legacy minded? Does he have a plan? Does he enjoy talking about building a legacy? Is he a family man? Like, that's so important to me. And that is something that is um, important to me, because I'm a big family person. Family time is important. Creating those family rituals are important, and being with someone who doesn't value that would just no, that just wouldn't feel comfortable for me. Side note: I'm gonna take a break because I want to respond to the comment. I was shocked when I found out Iggy was pregnant. There's a part of me that thinks that she may have hired someone to carry her baby for her, because a lot of people were shocked. And that's a very real possibility that she may have had a surrogate mother. I'm just throwing that out there. Um, Number 14, does he take care of the children that he already has? Um, I don't do that, ladies. Men who don't pay child support, men who don't take care of the children that they've already helped to create. I would just leave them alone, because those are the signs of a serial baby mama maker. Those are also signs that he would do the same thing to your children. So that, just leave those types of men alone. And one of the things that I think the benefits of knowing these things and choosing better is, when you do choose better, you save yourself time, money, you save yourself from heartbreak and heartache. You also have, when you choose a good man, and you're going to have access to certain things, that including access to better education, safer neighborhoods, legacy wealth, again, less stress, less domestic violence, well kept children, healthier foods. I mean, everything, your quality of life goes up when you choose better and you know what a real high value man is. Um, Questions to ask yourself while you're dating hypergamously: who was he raised by? Was he raised um, with his father or strong male role models? Men who have money don't get passes, ladies. They don't get a pass just because they have a bank account. especially if you are a woman who is wanting to create something long term. You know that, and I always say, I like a lot of advice that's going on in these streets. These level up streets are short term sugar baby advice. Being a sugar baby is for women who are thinking short term. If you're thinking long term, you're going to need to ask yourself these important questions. Who was he raised by? Is he emotionally available? Trust me, men who do drugs and drink excessively, they are not emotionally available. So make sure you're watching. Does he have any illicit drug usage? Does he excessively drink? Does he brush off the way that he drinks? You want somebody that's going to be present for you, present for your children. Um, and don't be afraid to ask the hard questions and possibly disqualify someone from your dating status or dating roster, rather. If you are afraid to ask the hard questions because you think that somebody might be disqualified from your dating roster, I can assure you that is a huge sign on your part that you are not ready for the type of relationship that you say you want. And you need to deeply reflect and see if you are emotionally available yourself. And I think that it's important too when we're choosing better and we want high value, high quality men dating hypergamously and isogamously is having energy that is unmesswithable. And this year, there were a couple of coaches that I was following that kept using that term. And honestly, I was like, what the heck are they talking about? Because honestly, ladies, I've been going through my own journey. I've been very candid, especially in my private circles. I've been very candid about my journey. If any of you all have read my books, A Girl's Guide to Being a Lady in Waiting or A Black Girl's Guide to Being Blissfully Feminine, you all know, my journey. And, I've been dating for the past 2 years since I got divorced. And, I've it's taught me a lot about myself. I mean, first and foremost, I have a lot to be proud about because I attract a different type of man. I attract men. I really do attract men who love to take care of me, love to step up and provide for me, even if it's just buying my dinner. I shared. I don't know if I shared this on a video, but I definitely shared it in one of my private circles, and I hesitated to do so. But I recently had a gentleman last week that was on my list pay for my water bill here in Istanbul. And I didn't ask him to do that. I was really surprised because all I really wanted was his help to call the customer service number and get my account information and the amount that I owed. Because, of course, being here in Turkey, if you call customer service, it's Turkish, and my Turkish is not that great to call customer service. And I was really nervous. So he's like, okay, I'll just call for you. So he got the account information and everything. And the next thing I know is I'm receiving a message from him like, hey, don't worry about it. I paid it. I was like, what? Are you serious? So, things like that, big or small, let me know that I'm on the right path. I'm putting out the right energy because I'm triggering men's desires to um, really step up for me, and that really and truly lets me know I'm on the right path. But I was listening to some other coaches, and they were talking about unmesswithable energy. Hey, everybody. Okay, do I have a troll? I already have a troll. I don't know if this guy's a troll. Motaz Hayek sounds like a troll. I hope you're not. Anyways, So having that energy that's unmesswithable. Are you confident? I actually made a post today in one of my private circles about the problems that I see in the level up community. And it's one of the things that I see amongst a lot of women, including women like Iggy. And that is just having energy. Okay, well, you have to listen to the replay because the replay, if in the beginning, I kind of talked about Iggy and everything like that, and how she needs to do better. So you need to just catch the beginning of the video, and then maybe you won't be so disappointed. But even still, I'm sorry you're disappointed. Anyways, yeah. So um, and just having that energy, like I said, that's unmesswithable. The lack of confidence that I see in the level up community and asking all these questions like, oh well, this man didn't call me and didn't do this, and that. What should I do? Should I mean like stop it. Stop asking these dumb questions. This man has showed you that he's low vibrational and yet you're still trying to make this work, you know? You're still trying to make this work. Like, why are you okay, please unsubscribe. Yeah, so I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like, come on, ladies, do better. Stop asking these dumb questions. If a man has shown that he is low vibrational or he doesn't want you or he's not interested, then just believe it and keep on moving. So yeah, I think Iggy, she needs to cut her losses. And one thing about her, like this is one thing that about jumping back into her case. Like, don't jump on social media and make yourself dumb. Iggy put herself out in these streets looking real dumb. And it's like you knew this man was trash, guaranteed. I mean, He's been doing trashy things for the past 3 years and probably prior to that. And then you are going to sit up there and put your business in the streets. It's just like, where's your feminine mystique? You're making yourself look dumb and you need to stop. So, ladies, don't do that. Like, let's use her as an example. Putting your personal business on social media because you chose wrong makes you look really, really dumb. And it's not classy at all. But going back to the unmesswithable energy, having confidence, having confidence with who you are is really, really key to being able to recognize high vibrational men and also attracting high vibrational, high quality men. And make sure that you know what you want and what you need in the what I call the 6 key areas, and that is spiritually, physically, sexually, mentally, socially, and financially. All those things are just as important, if not more important, than securing a bag. And I think that when you look at celebrities like Playboy Cartier, this is a perfect example that just because a man has a bag or has money or has status or has celebrity does not mean that he is high vibrational, that he is high quality man, or that he is equipped with what you're going to need as a woman to truly thrive and be happy. I think a lot of women in the level up community, maybe 5, 10 years from now, are going to be singing a different tune and they're going to be disappointed, extremely disappointed about where they are because all they focused on were the bag instead of developing, choosing based on actual sustenance and criteria. Let me go over some of the questions in the chat box. Let me see how to do it because y'all know I'm just getting used to this. Let me see if this is how we do it. No, I don't know how we. Let's see. Okay, I'm not sure how to get all the way up here. Okay. What do I mean by high vibrational men? I mean just that. Men who are masculine, men who are legacy minded, men who are kind, men who are emotionally healthy, emotionally available, men with strong protector, provider instincts, men who want to be their best selves. That's high vibrational. One example of force in the church, they like to force people into, of course, people into doing things that a person doesn't want. Can you kind of elaborate that, please? So, what you are saying is not taught at home. So many times, Black women have been indoctrinated by force, so they think this will work, and other people, when they are faced with relationships, what I am learning, honestly, this is one of the things that I learned, and I am learning by living abroad. In the beginning, when I first left the United States of America, I thought that every other group of women on the planet were being taught all these wonderful things about love and life and relationships. And then I moved abroad and I realized the gag is that a lot of women aren't getting this information, period. I see it all the time. Even in one of the groups that I am in for expat women living abroad, I see all kinds of questions, and it's real. It's like, wow. I think yes, some women who come from communities that are a little bit more traditional have like a little bit more traditional family values, and they understand and they know what a family dynamic looks like, and there's a certain level of built-in family excellence, like owning family property, etc. But honestly, a lot of people on this planet don't get this information, and I think this is one reason why it's so important to educate yourself on these topics, because having strong interpersonal relationship skills is huge. I mean, that's a big part of our existence as human beings. And when you think that the only education you need is like, maybe a traditional college education or whatnot, you're truly going to be messed up in life, I think. So, um, but as it pertains to Black women, in particular Black American women, yes, I agree that there's a certain level of things that were not talked about. And some of that has to do with being indoctrinated. Some of it can do um, for the church. Let me see. I was a member at church for many years, become a deacon. Someone at the church tried to bully me. Yeah, I mean that's some of the sad things that happens in the church, and I see that in not just in the church, but in many, many different religious communities as well. Yes, truly loving Angelica. Yes, truly loving yourself, investing in yourself, having those standards. Yes, putting yourself first will always weed out a lot of foolishness. If you also won't be worried about a man. Yes, amen, girl. Yes, Angelica. Yes, when you are, and that's what I'm talking about, that mess withable energy. When you are confident and you are truly in your feminine energy, you are not in the masculine do energy, but you're in the feminine be energy. You're not going to be concerned about who's calling you and who's not. It doesn't even matter. Like none of it matters. If it still matters to you, and I can say this without malice because I was like that. If if a man calling you truly matters, especially prior to him making any real effort to show you that he's serious, you are in masculine do energy. Seriously, it shouldn't matter. None of it should matter, because either a man is stepping up for you or he's not. Either he wants you or he doesn't. There's no gray area. So if there is a gray, asking questions is the gray area. Asking, oh my God, well, what did I do? And oh my God, what can I do because he did this and that? It's, to me, it's all like scheming energy. So, so for me, leave it alone. If you have to ask too many questions about why a man hasn't called you, what he is or is not doing, he's not the one. Because there's no God's earth, a high quality, high value man that is highly masculine is going to leave you asking a lot of questions about his intent if you're the one, if you're his dream girl. And guess what? If you're not his dream girl, that doesn't mean that you're a bad woman. That does not mean that there's something fundamentally wrong with you. Although, yes, it may, if you find that overall you're attracting a certain kind of energy, that may be true, but just let it go. Live in the now, focus on being in your juicy feminine energy, and don't worry about the rest. Let whoever falls off fall off, and those who want to pursue you. So I'm not going to stay on long, you guys, because I have some things to do, and of course, it's almost 10:30 at night here, and I have to get going. But I did want to come on to talk about Iggy Azalea and how she should have chosen better, and how she could have chosen better had she had this advice. And we can look to her as an example of what not to do and how not to be, and just how not to be confused about life. Again, I look forward to seeing anything you all have to say after the replay in the comments. And I will leave all of my information in the information box where you can follow me on Instagram and see my journey here in Istanbul, Turkey. Again, you guys take care wherever you all are on the planet. And I will see you all in the next video. Ciao.